So here's a forward of Dr. Degruy's work by Randall Robinson. African Americans are being urged not only by the traditional bastions of American power, but by many successful blacks as well, to forget slavery, to forget Jim Crow, to forget about all that Africa was prior to advent of transatlantic slavery. In this far-sighted and thoughtful book, Dr. Degruy adds her voice to those who are telling black Americans to pay no attention to such disastrous advice. And as much as African Americans are the only Americans whose forebears were dragged to America against their will and enslaved in the America for nearly 3 centuries, a curiosity about our past, questions about ancestors known and unknown, and a need to know about Africa before we were torn from its breast is not only normal, but indeed is a sign of a healthy intellect, psychic, and soul. He further say, we traveled many roads with Dr. Degruy, and this work, one of the most moving of which tells of the Nobali in southern Africa, 1994, where we meet the Nobali children. During this visit, we gain important insight into impacts of American slavery on our culture, our soul. The contrast in the demeanor, attitudes, and personalities of the Nobali children, reared in traditional African society, grounded in African tradition and mores, shaped by their own culture on the one hand, and the children of Onverwaj, a community of blacks first here enslaved and then discarded by white South Africans, is intrusive. Here we are helped to better understand the long formative influence of African slavery upon the social, psychological dilemmas of Americans today, more than 100 years after slavery's official abolishment. Dr. Degruy's essential thesis is that slavery, that most brutal and lucrative of American institutions, is historically watershed event regarding which black Americans would be loathed and dangerously ill-served to soften memories, but towards which they should indeed purposefully stride as an area of rigorous study and research. This is essential for us to better understand and master the facts surrounding slavery as a many-tactical institution. It is only through an appreciation of the full realities of American slavery that black Americans will understand, first, the enormity of the crime, and secondly, that a descendant of the enslaved, we have nothing to be ashamed of. American slavery was the economic cornerstone on which Americans' wealth and power were built. Wealth and power which last to this day, as do the psychosocial consequences of American slavery, both for the descendants of the enslaved as well as the descendants of the enslavers. Dr. Degruy helps us to understand the multifaceted impact of slavery on black life, how we relate to the world, as well as how we relate to each other. Most importantly, in this work, Dr. Degruy urges us to know and embrace our past in all its fullness, for therein lies our only hope for a healthy, self-affirming present and future. So that was the foreword for Dr. Degruy's book, Dr. Joyce Degruy, Be the Healing. And that's what it's really all about at this time. Thank you.